think it's okay to run around like that. Why you want me? Why you wanna tell me that you tryna have me? You say you cannot give me everything I need. Love me in a lovely kind of way. Can you feel me when I feel a little pain? Healing isn't really all that simple now. Gotta let it out. What you think this is, babe? You playing with my mind, you playing with my heart. Wanna tell me it's all okay? You don't even mean what you say. Hey, I just never had enough love, babe. I loved you for the way you was. I need me, don't control me. I never wanted us to fall. Chain down, I'll be free when I am loved for. You don't even see the damage that you put me on. Try to pull away, I just don't wanna give up. You say you're there for me, but you lie. You say you care, but you gotta say goodbye. What you think this is, babe? You playing with my mind, you playing with my heart. Wanna tell me it's all okay? You don't even mean what you say. Hey, I just never had enough love, babe. I loved you for the way you was. I need me, don't control me. I never wanted us to fall. I'm chained down, I'll be free when I am loved for who I am. Yeah, yeah. I need me, don't control me. I never wanted us to fall. I'm chained down, I'll be free when I am loved for who I am. Yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to On the Couch. I'm Caceres here today with Mumu, who just performed her new unreleased single that's going to be dropping soon, Who I Am. And I just want to get started with you now. How are you doing right now, Mumu?
I am doing fantastic on this rainy day. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great. I mean, I was just kind of astonished by the performance that we just had right here today. It was an excellent performance.
Thank
might I
you.
say. Yeah.
It was very fun.
Yeah.
I'm stoked to be here.
I'm stoked to be able to do this interview. So I just want to go into, how was your 2023 music-wise for you?
Oh my goodness. So I be saying that my songs are like my diary entries. So when it comes to 2023 and my music, oh my goodness, I went in. I had so much going on as far as my personal life goes. So every weekend I was up in the studio and just cracking out, beats and songs, beats and songs, beats and songs. Next thing you know, I have an album. So I have an album coming out as well as the single. And when it comes to, different genres, it's definitely along the same lines of just going in the studio and just expressing how I feel. And I guess I was feeling a little pop rocky when I made this song.
Now, when it comes to your music in general, when you're in the creative process and you're developing a lot of what you do, what is the time that you feel like that this is it? This is the sound that I want to go for. This is, I want to finish this project this way, or this single or this record that way.
So could you elaborate on that question a little bit more?
Like when in your creative process, what is a good time that you feel like that you were satisfied with finishing a project or a record?
I see. So it kind of goes along the process of, you know, writing, making the beat, or making the beat, writing, and then recording, mixing, mastering. There's a lot that goes into it. But in order to really feel satisfied with a certain result, I personally always have an initial vision for my music, for my, you know, my life, as far as, you know, how are my songs going to kind of look, how are they going to sound. So going into making the song, I definitely visualize myself already in the music video. And so when I hear that finished product, again, I imagine myself in the video. And if I can imagine myself in the video, then I feel like it's a good product.
I like that you said that, because right now, like in the current age of music, there's a lot of like with digital streaming and all that, there's a lot of emphasis now on kind of the visualization of how everything looks. When it comes to visualizing everything, how do you go about that process of whether it goes from album art to music videos?
So there is some science involved. I do kind of use a little bit of science as far as certain colors that might attract certain audiences. It's all about catering to your audience. So with my rock song, I'm going to have a certain vision versus, you know, my more pop song, my more female vibe kind of song, you know. So over there, I'm going to use a lot of pink, and pink, it kind of makes you want to click on it. So as far as my album covers, I just feel it. I really feel it out. I will take a picture of myself, or I will just go ahead and make it on the iPad and go from there. And it's really just how I feel. I go solely based on, okay, this feels right. So if it feels right, we out here.
In your music video, "Ride With Me," you chose to record your video. That was at Disney World, right?
Yes.
Yeah, and I noticed that it was at Epcot? Or,
yes, it was.
Yeah, because I noticed it was talking about welcome to Morocco, and I know Epcot has the different country places. Mm-hmm. So what was the inspiration behind the choice in recording at
Disney,
at Disney, but specifically at that Morocco place, kind of like the whole Middle Eastern vibe, North African vibe going on in that music video?
Oh my goodness, that's such a good question. So it's very interesting, the story behind that certain song, "Ride With Me," is because I remember when I was 12, I went to Disney with my family, and I was just in line and going on the rides for the first time, and I was thinking, OMG, how cool would it be to do a music video on Disney? So here I am, that was when I was 21, 22 type vibe. So I literally didn't even have the song. I just hit up my videographer, was like, hey, let's get this date. I got your Disney ticket. We're pulling up to Disney and we're making a song, or the video. I didn't even have the song yet. I made the song a week before the music video. I just knew it was gonna be something along the lines of, Disney rides, ride with me. Oh, okay, let's get it. So I made that song. And as far as the Moroccan vibes go, we kind of just went around Epcot and did a bunch of shots. And the Moroccan vibes was really, flattering for my complexion and also my outfit at the time. And also, I'm Bengali. I'm not necessarily Middle Eastern, but it was kind of close to home-ish. So it felt cool. It felt right. Again, it felt right.
I noticed there was a shot, there's a different shot where I think you were in there was that big pyramid area in the Mexican, spot. I noticed that shot too.
I love that shot. I'm glad you noticed it, because I was like, that's a really good one.
That's what we do here at On the Couch. You got to notice things like that. Now, obviously, you are a really great performer.
Thank you.
Now, when it comes to performing, you have some history as a thespian. Could you please touch up on kind of that history and how that has influenced your identity as a performer and a musician?
Okay, so that is definitely going to be my roots of performing. So in middle school, I got into drama, and it wasn't until high school I got into the International Thespian Society, where we did musicals, we did competition for, acting, and there's also behind the scenes. And I just found that even from a very young age, I never really had stage fright. I was always a performer, because in Bengali culture, it's very music, dance, performance heavy. So, at family events, I would dance, I would sing. So going into middle and high school, that was really just polishing my already had skills, and then also learning, the education behind how to perform, what to do, what not to do, how to go around certain situations if you're feeling nervous, if you're feeling, like whatever, And so really at the end of the day, when it comes to performing, I just end up just being myself. And 10 times out of 10, if not 9, the product's really awesome. So I just trust the process.
It's really cool that you mentioned that being a thespian has also contributed to your life as a musician, but also to your cultural background and identity with your Bangladeshi family. Could you just emphasize a little bit more on how that also has influenced you throughout your career?
Yes. So as far as the background of my culture, we would have Bengali New Year every April, and that's when you kind of dress up and then you do a dance. So it wasn't just that holiday, it was that holiday plus New Year's plus, all the holidays that we would celebrate. And growing up, I was always part of, it wasn't just me, it was me and literally all the people my age. We would all rehearse for like a month and then perform, and then going in, having that background, going into a more intensive type of rehearsal schedule in high school as far as, the plays, musicals, and state competition went. It was a nice transition, and I really felt like I was training for something. And deep down, I knew I always wanted to make music. And it wasn't until a year or two after high school, I started to really, really get in the studio and make my own music. And it was nice to have all of that background training, prior training, because now when I can perform my own music, it just oozes out of me naturally. So that's why, I do like to perform, and it's cool for me.
Now, obviously, you are a artist, but other than that, you're also a student here at the University of North Florida. And you, for those who don't know, she works here at Spinnaker. She's actually our radio intern. But I just want to know, how do you go about managing your time between interning and your studies and being a musician? Because a lot of musicians and a lot of artists are in the same position that you're in. They're a college student somewhere, or even a high school student that have to maneuver between studying and working and perfecting on their craft.
That's really interesting that you said that, because I feel like just when you're like going by your day-to-day activities, it's hard to really like step out the box. But now that you're asking me that question, it makes me think about all the other student artists. So to answer your question, I would say the main thing for me would be Apple Calendar or a planner. For me, Apple Calendar, because I always have my phone on me. Planner, I would have to dig for, which I do love using a planner because I love to write. But I found that Apple Calendar really has been helping me keep my schedule and keep my prior commitments and music and work and school really on track. The main thing for me is definitely prioritizing, and I have to kind of suck it up as far as if there's a certain time where I want to make music and I have all these assignments, I cannot just make music. I have to really just suck it up and then do all of that. So because of that, I allot a specific time for my music time. Usually on the weekends, that's my free time. I'll go to the studio and do my thing, or I'll just do my thing at my home studio. That is really important to be a successful student on top of successfully making music, because you can't just go and make music and then, really just ignore the rest of your responsibilities.
So what has been the biggest obstacle so far as a musician you've experienced in your career?
I would say juggling that time. Yeah, it would be that, because there's just so much that goes into being an artist. You have to just plan out your budget. You have to coordinate with your videographer, your engineer. If you want people in the video, you have to coordinate that. You have to spend so much money. Not all the time so much, but it's going to be a budget there, So, yeah.
So you have quite a bit of records and projects out so far. What has been the most memorable piece that you've made that you have had the most fun making, or maybe it just came straight off the dome? I've talked to some people and they're like, I love when I made this song because it came to me so naturally, you know? So what has been the most memorable experience as it relates to that?
So I have a song called Holla at Me featuring Young Sag. I would say that's the most memorable, most fun project I've done because a couple years ago I was in this movie called Novocaine, and on the soundtrack was Young Sag and Snoop Dogg. And then Young Sag had reached out to me and was like, hey, we should do a song. And I was very iffy because I didn't know who this person was. So I had some references to kind of give him a background check. Then I pulled up to California by myself. And on my way there, I wrote my music. I wrote the first and the second half. And it was really cool to be able to work with a death row artist because all he'd be like is like Long Beach this, Long Beach that. I'm over here like, all right, Florida, Duval. So... yeah, no, he's definitely a family type person. He's really cool. And it was really cool to have In and Out for the first time. And making that video was so fun. It was so fun. Like, he had a drone. People was vibing to our music, our song. We were out in public. We were on the pier. We went downtown. And there was a lady that came up to us trying to say, oh, we can't record here. And then Young Sag was like, this Long Beach.
It was Long Beach Pier?
Yeah, it was Long Beach Pier.
Right.
So yeah, it was very memorable for me.
That's fire. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I just want to hear your thoughts on In and Out.
In and Out's amazing. Animal Style.
Yeah.
What do you mean, man?
I don't understand the hype. Like, I never got it. It
was good.
So
I was 5 hours on a plane, just off the plane, had In and Out. That might have had a factor.
Okay. Yeah, that's probably why.
I finished my food before him. He was like, gosh.
So when it comes to 2024, what can we expect from you coming this 2024, Mumu?
Okay, so you can see definitely all the music that I've been working on in the past year or two. And in comparison to the music that I already have out now, the music that I will be releasing has had so much time and lots of blood, sweat, tears, energy really put into it versus my music before. So in 2024, you can expect an album, lots of really cool songs. I would say something along the lines of pop / trap soul / R&B / EDM / hip hop vibes in that album. And then a couple of singles here and there. Like Who I Am, which is a pop rock song. So I'm really excited to work on these visuals as well because as I'm getting older, I'm starting to become more comfortable in my skin. So when I was making these songs, I was super confident in the type of visual and the type of message that I want to have. So I'm really excited for me to share my vault because the vault is pretty awesome right now.
Pretty deep.
It's pretty deep right now, yeah.
Who are some, you mentioned like trap, soul, R&B and whatnot. Who are some inspos when it comes to that?
So as far as music goes, I used to always say Ariana Grande. But recently someone told me I sound like Tinashe, and I do really like Tinashe. I would say I pull inspiration from everything and anything. Like my playlist will go from reggae to Blackfield Rides to like Ariana Grande to Pusha T, so it really is just a matter of me listening to something and just really seeing it for myself and that way. So yeah.
When you do that level of experimentation, like when you switch between all these different genres and subgenres, does it feel like you're fitting kind of like a new persona per se, or do you just feel like you're the same Mumu or the same artist identity that you have?
I would say I still feel like Mumu because as far as my personality goes and like the things that I like to do, I'm very multifaceted. So when it comes to music, it feels natural for me to pull inspiration from very different genres. And growing up, I listened to Bollywood music, and Bollywood music itself is so versatile. So that probably makes sense why now that I'm in the Western side of the world, I'm exposed to so many types of music. And so I really do find gratitude in that.
Who are some Bollywood artists? Shout out Bollywood.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Well, Bollywood, we got Shreya Ghoshal. She's a really awesome vocalist. And she has been around since I can remember, and really when it comes to Bollywood movies, in the songs, the movies get highlighted more than the actual artists, which is cool because the artists can actually fall back a little bit, still live their life. Obviously, they're gonna get recognized, but not as much as say the actor. I do love Atif Aslam. He is a male singer. He no longer sings anymore because he's like retired and he's focusing on his family and religion, but his voice is very powerful and very soul, and I would say a lot of my vocalizations would have to be pulled from him mixed with Ariana Grande and Demi Lovato.
Shout out Devani. You know, that is also another amazing Bollywood artist.
Okay.
That I recommend that you
Devani?
check out. Yeah, you ever heard of Devani?
No, I haven't.
Hey man, if you're watching this, y'all check out Devani, okay? I'm just letting y'all know. All right, and lastly, Mumu, I want to hear from you. Who are some dream collabs, dead or alive?
Oh,
Yeah.
Dead or
So
Alive.
I'm giving you a lot of.
I have to
work.
say Michael Jackson.
Hey, that's crazy. That's,
You know,
what I'm saying?
I have to
Oh,
say
right
Michael
there.
Jackson. And then alive, I would love to work with Ariana Grande because I just feel like her vocal range and my vocal range would sound so good together. Yeah.
Okay. And then, actually, one last question for you. Anywhere in the world right now with a teleportation device, where are you going?
Where am I going anywhere in the world right now? Let's see. Let me just look at my map inside my head. Dubai.
Dubai. All right. This has been On the Couch with Mumu. Today, you're watching Spinnaker TV. Thank you so much, Mumu. We appreciate you.
Thank you.
I don't think it's okay to run around like that. Why you want me? Why you wanna tell me that you tryna have me, but say you cannot give me everything I need?